Good morning, my dear student. Myself, Professor Santosh Rora, working in Lakshmi Chand Gulwala College, Ghatkopar. Today, in this video, I will be discussing with you the topic called non-performing assets. Generally, the concept of non-performing assets is used in financial institution, whether banking financial institution or non-banking financial institution. Before going through NPA, that is non-performing assets, let us understand what is meant by asset. Assets refers to anything which generates return or income in future. Let us understand with the example cash. Cash is an asset for any bank. Question arises, how does cash generate income to bank? We all know that bank provides such loan facility, overdraft facility and advances, etc. We all know that bank grants us loans, provides advance facility, provides overdraft facility, etc. Now, providing such facilities, bank charge extra amount, that is called interest. So, interest is the extra money which we are paying to bank. That means bank collects money from us other than loan amount. So that extra money which we are paying to bank is an income. So we can say from this that assets generates income. As we already discussed, that cash is an asset for bank and cash generate extra cash is an income. Now moving towards non-performing assets. Non-performing assets refers to any assets which ceases to generate income. Non-performing assets is an asset which ceases to generate any income for bank over the period of 90 days. Non-performing assets is an asset which ceases to generate any income to bank over the period of 90 days. Let us take example how non-performing assets will come. When we are paying a loan EMI, timely to bank, it is known as performing assets. Means we are paying money to bank timely, then they are getting their cash loan amount timely. But when we stop to pay such loan amount or EMI facility, when we stop to pay such EMI, whether it is loan amount, that is principal amount, or interest, or any charges charged by bank is termed as non-performing assets when it is not paid more than 90 days. Student, hope you understand the meaning of non-performing assets. Further, these assets are categorized into three categories as per the tenures. Category number 1 is called substandard. Substandard assets are those non-performing assets which remains unpaid over the period of 90 days up to 1 year. Category number 2 is called doubtful assets. Doubtful assets are those non-performing assets which remain unpaid more than 1 year and up to 3 years. More than 1 year up to 3 years. Category number 3 is called loss assets. When assets remains unpaid more than 3 years, then these assets are called loss assets. Student, I hope you can understand the meaning of non-performing assets. Whether bank shows this. Now question arises whether bank shows such income which is not received as a loss in the books of account or not. Or a loan which is not received is considered as loss or not in the books? If yes, then how much loss should be? If yes, then how much loss should be recorded in the books of account, or whether it is full or whether it is half, or whether it is any provision for recording the loss. Let us come to understand the provision of loss in NPA as per RBI guidelines to all banks and non-banking financial institutions. General provision on NPA as per category is as follows. Here RBI has given provision for standard assets also. So standard assets are those assets which are timely paid, which may not be paid up to 30 or 60 days, but not more than 90 days. So there is a general provision for standard assets also, which is from 0.25% to 2% as per the loan given to different sectors. Let us take example agriculture sector, industrial sector, real estate sector. As per that, their general provision is given for standard asset. Category number 2, which is considered as NPA, that is substandard assets. Under substandard assets, if the substandard assets are unpaid up to 1 year and these are secured, then there is a provision of loss of assets should be recorded in the books is of 15% of such assets. 15% of such assets. And similarly, in case of if these assets are unsecured, then the provision is extended up to 25%. Category number 3, that is doubtful assets. Doubtful assets, friends, as we have discussed earlier, if these are paid up to 1 year, then there is a 25% provision. If these are remain unpaid more than 1 year but up to 3 years, there is a provision of 40% of loss of such assets. And if these assets are not paid, and if these assets are remain unpaid more than 3 years, which is called lost assets, 100% provision is given by RBI to show as a loss of assets in the books of account. So any bank can provide percentage of bad debits loss according to RBI guidelines, Student, I hope you understand today's topic, that is non-performing assets and its provision of loss to be shown in the books of accounts of banking and non-banking financial institutions. Now I can conclude my session with the topic's relevancy. This topic is relevant to TYBF and TYBBI students in their semester 5 subject called financial accountancy. If you want to know more about non-performing assets, if you want to know more about non-performing assets, I will refer you to read the books called Advanced Accounts by Shukla and Grewal's Company Limited. I can also refer you another book called Financial Accountancy by Tulsian and Pearson Publication. If you want to know more about non-performing assets, I will refer you to read the books such as Advanced Accounts by Shukla and Grewal's Company. Another book, Financial Accountancy by Tulsian and Pearson Publication. One more book called Financial Accounting by Mukherjee and Hanif, etc. You can also visit to the website of ICI Institute, that is www.iciinstitute.com. icai.org.in for further clarification. Thank you for watching this video.